بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. محمد سعيد, physics teacher with you. Now we're going to answer model exam number 2 in physics for first secondary stage. Question number 1. At a height space from the surface of the earth, the acceleration due to gravity decreases 1% of its value from that of Earth's surface. مدينا RE, the radius of the earth, equals 6400 kilometer. تعال نشوف كده problem number 1. At height space, هو بيقول لي عند height space RE مدينا radius of the earth، والمفروض ان عند ارتفاع معين at height space مش عارفينه. The acceleration due to gravity G هنا say G2 decreases 1%. هنفترض ان G هنا G وهنا G2. طيب يبقى G2 decreases 1% يعني 0.01. يعني say مثلا تبقى G هنا G2 decreases then G1 by 0.01. يبقى G minus 0.01 equals 0.99 G. يبقى بداية الحل G2 equals G عند المكان اللي احنا عايزينه equals 0.99 G. طيب we have learned before G equals what? G equals G capital M over R square. بس R هنا بالنسبة ل G2 عبارة عن RE plus height، يبقى RE plus height all power 2 equals 0.99 G equals G capital M of the earth over RE square. GM cancel with GM. We have 1 over RE plus height all power 2 equals 0.99 over RE square. Cross multiplication 0.99 RE plus H all power 2 equals RE square. يبقى 0.99 RE square root first the two sides, square root 0.99 equals 0.99 times RE plus 0.99 height equals RE square. هنجيب RE 0.99 RE square to the other side, RE square minus 0.99 RE equals 0.99 height. Sorry, RE minus يبقى equals 0.01 RE equals 0.99 each. يبقى height equals what? 0.01 over 0.99 RE equals substitute RE equals 6400 كيلومتر. هو مديني في التشويسز كيلومتر، يبقى مش محتاجين نحولها، نقدر زي ما هي بالكيلومتر 0.01 over 0.99 equals 0.01 RE multiply height equals 0.01 multiply 6400 kilometer equals 0.01 multiply 6400 kilometer equals 64 kilometer. But we have in choose في التشويسز اللي عندي A 6 كيلومتر، طبعا في B 6 كيلومتر 64 كيلومتر 30 كيلومتر 32. We will choose 64 kilometer. Choose number B. Okay, another problem. A truck of mass 4 times 10 power 3 kilogram started motion from rest. Number 2. A car. يفضل ان احنا نرسم طبعا عشان نتخيل مثلا. A car a truck of mass 4 times 10 power 3 kilogram. الماس بتاعتها 4 times 10 power 3 kilogram. Started motion from rest. VI equals 0. To a speed of 3 meter per second. 3 meter per second. Under the effect of two forces. The forward one is due to engine and equals 1100 force number 1100 Newton. And the other backward one is due to the friction and equals 900 Newton. Then the distance covered by the truck is, we need to calculate the distance covered by the truck. Okay, first we should calculate the summation or the net force of the two forces. Summation F or net force equals F1 minus F2 equals 1100 minus 900 equals 200 Newton. Okay, now we have the force and we have the mass, so we can calculate the acceleration. F equals ma, F summation F, because the truck moves under the resultant force or net force. So F equals ma, F equals 200, mass equals 4 times 10 power 3 times acceleration. So A equals 200 over 4000 equals 0.05 meter per second square. Now we have we have acceleration VI, VF, and we want to calculate D. From third equation, VF square equals VI square plus 2AD. Substitute VF equals 3 meter per second, 9, 3 square equals 9, VI 0 plus 2 multiply A multiply D. So D equals 9 over 2 times 0.05 equals 9 over 2 times 0.05 equals 90 meters. It's the first choice. Okay. Question number 3. An object of mass 1 kilogram falls from height of 100 meter above the ground. We have an object that falls freely of mass 1 kilogram. The height equals 100 meters above the ground. Then its momentum at the moment of impact. Its momentum we need to do. Okay. دايما نبدأ حل المسألة من المطلوب. B equals mv at the moment of impact. So we need to calculate final velocity. We have mass, but we now want to calculate Vi equals 0 and the object falls under the effect of gravity. So we have Vi, G, D, and we have to calculate Vf. From third equation, question number 3, from third equation, Vf square equals Vi square plus 2GD. Vf square, we want to calculate Vf square, Vi equals 0 plus 2 times G, 10 times D, 180. So Vf equals square root 2 times 10 times 180 equals 2 multiply 10 multiply 180 equals 60 meter per second. Okay. Momentum equals mvf equals mass equals 1 times 60 equals 60 kilogram meter per second. 60 kilogram meter, first choice. Okay, the next question. The direction of orbital velocity of a satellite rotating around the Earth makes an angle space with the direction of attraction force of the Earth. Okay, Earth, satellite, the direction of orbital velocity in this direction, the tangent, it makes orbital velocity of satellite rotating around the Earth makes an angle space with the direction of attraction force. We have learned before the attraction force in this direction, so it makes angle 90 degrees. Okay, the next question. The object figure shows 3 balls, X, Y, and Z. as you can see, ball X, number 5. Okay, X, Y, and Z. Okay, 2R, and this distance R. The opposite figure shows 3 balls X, Y, and Z which are placed at the same plane. If the gravitational attraction force between Y and H of X and Z is F. Between Y and H, يعني attraction force in this case F, and the attraction force in this case also F. So net force in this case equals 0. يعني ممكن في نفس المسألة هتلاقي في مسائل في نفس الموديل اكزامز هتلاقي the attraction force أو the net force أو resultant force equals 0، معناها F1 equals F2. Then the ratio between the mass of X and M of Z أو mass of Z، يعني احنا المطلوب هنا MX over MZ equals كام؟ طيب هو مديني معلومة بيقول لي F equal F1 equals F2، أو we can say Fxy equals Fyz. Gravitational force or attraction force between two objects is equal G capital Mx My over distance between them 2r all power 2 4r square. خد بالك من 2r all power 2 يبقى 4r square equals the force between y and z G capital My Mz over distance between them r square. G capital cancel with G capital, My cancel with My, r square cancel with r square. Now we want to calculate Mx over Mz. Mx over Mz equals 4 over 1. 4 to 1. C. Okay? Another question, number 6. A car is moving on a banked circular route. So the centripetal force acting on the car is due to, we have learned before, the centripetal force, the source of centripetal force for a car moving in circular path is friction force and the horizontal component of reaction. So we'll choose the summation of two horizontal components of reaction force and friction force, D. Number 7. Tennis ball and a bowling ball have fallen together from the same height. You should note that tennis ball, the mass of tennis ball is much smaller than that of bowling ball. Okay? They have fallen from the same height. هل ده معناه انهم نفس البوتنشال انرجي؟ طبعا لا. تعال نشوف هو عايز ايه. From the same height in a room evacuated from air. So when they reach half the vertical height, they will have the same speed. طبعا هم ليهم نفس السبيد. بس تعالوا نكمل الاختيارات. They have the same potential energy. طبعا لا، لان potential energy equals mgh. وهنا mgh. طبعا الهايت واحد ماشي والجي واحده، لكن الماس مش واحده، يبقى البوتنشال energy of tennis ball not equal the potential energy of bowling ball. kinetic energy. طبعا احنا قلنا kinetic energy هنا عباره عن ايه؟ كي اي equals half mv square. half mv square. فالماس هنا مختلفه. So kinetic energy of tennis ball not equal kinetic energy of bowling ball. mechanical energy نفس الموضوع. mechanical energy at each point, mechanical energy at highest point equals mechanical energy at this point, right? So mechanical energy at highest point equals BE plus KE. وهنا BE plus KE. KE 0. BE بتاعت التنس بول طبعا less than BE of bowling ball because BE equals mgh. Mass of tennis ball less than that of bowling ball. So we will choose the first choice. They have the same speed at half the vertical height. Question number 8. If the moon rotates around the earth once every 27.3 days, the moon rotates around the earth مديني periodic time equals 27.3 days. We will convert it into second times 24 times 60 بالminute times 60 to convert it into seconds. Then its height from the earth's surface equals its height from earth's surface. Okay, we have RE. مديني RE 6,400 kilometer. G equals G capital equals 6.67 times 10 power negative 11 mass of the earth time. We have learned that before. V equals we have two rules. V equals square root G capital M over RE plus H all power 2. We have learned before V equals square root Gm over RE plus H. There is another rule. V equals 2 by R over T. So square root G capital M over RE plus H equals 2 by R over T. Okay, square by squaring the two sides, G capital M over RE plus H equals 4 by square R RE plus H whole power 2 over T square. So RE plus H all power 3 equals G capital M capital T power 2 over 4 by square RE plus H all power 3 equals, substitute G 6.67 times 10 to the power negative 11 times mass of the earth 6 times 10 power 24 times periodic time 27.3 times 24 times 60 times 60 all power 2 over 4 by square. وممكن نعملها على طول RE plus H square cubic square root for this 6.67 times 10 to the power negative 11 times 6 times 10 to the power 24 times 27.3 times 24 times 60 times 60 all power 2 over 4 times pi square equals 38349 23 53.45. So H equals this in meter. Okay, we can convert it into a kilometer. H equals 383492353.5 minus RE equals 64 times 10 to the power 5 converted into meter equals 383492353.5 minus 64 equals 3.7092353.5 meter. 3.77, we can convert it to 469. 3.77 times 10 to the power 8 to the power 8 meter. The D choice. Okay, another question. Two objects are moving on frictionless horizontal surface. Horizontal surface. You should know that two objects are moving on frictionless horizontal surface. Okay. If M2 equals 3M1, M2 3M1, then the ratio between kinetic energy of the first KE1 over and that of the second one KE2. وكمان V1 equals to V2. نبدأ دايما بالمطلوب. KE1 over KE2 equals half M1 V1 square over half M2 V2 square. Half cancel with half equals M1 زي ما هي، و V1 هنشيلها نحط مكانها 2 V2 all bar 2 يعني 4 V2 square over M2 3 M1 V2 square. M1 cancel مع M1 V2 cancel مع V2 يبقى equals 3 over 4 over 3. 4 to 3. The D choice. When an object falls towards the earth, the graph representing the change in its potential energy with time is. An object falls towards the earth. خد بالك هنا الجراف potential energy with time not height. You should know that. طيب احنا دلوقتي عايزين نشوف as time passes. An object falls free. You should know that the object falls under the effect of gravitational force, so it moves with non-uniform velocity. You should know that it moves with non-uniform velocity. So after 1 second, it covers a certain displacement, say h1. After another second, it covers a distance greater than the first distance, h2. So it covers unequal displacements in equal intervals of time. So potential energy after 1 second not equal potential energy after 2 seconds, or the amount of decrease of potential energy each second is not equal. يبقى احنا متفقين ان ال potential energy decreases بس مش بمقادير متساوية. So first choice is neglected. Okay? And second choice means potential energy increases as time passes, it's strong, potential energy decreases. But احنا دلوقتي مخيرين between C and D. الاثنين potential energy decreases as time passes، بس نختار C ولا D. ناخد بالنا ان potential energy at a certain time بعد وقت معين هتبقى زيرو، هو يوصل الارض، هو مش ماشيه forever. يعني هنا D potential energy decreases بس هنا مكمل ما حصلش يعني ما حصلش intersection with the time line. يعني هنا مفيش intersection في الاختيار دي، فاحنا نختار C لانه after certain period of time its potential energy becomes zero. هنا بقت potential energy zero after certain period of time بعد زمن معين. So we will choose C. Another question number 10. Answer the following questions. 11. A force of 35 Newton acts on 2 cubes connected together through a thread. عندنا 2 cubes 6 kilogram 9 kilogram and the force acts in this direction. So force resolved into two forces. The force that moves or pulls these two masses equals F cosine theta. This angle. So the two masses moved under this force, the effect of this force, F cosine theta. So they moved a distance 2.7, distance equals 2.7 meters on frictionless horizontal surface. If the change in their kinetic energy delta TE equals 77 joules. Calculate the angle between the force and displacement. In this case, work changes into kinetic energy, so we can say kinetic energy equals work equals Fd. But in this case, the force that attracts or pulls these two masses equals F cosine theta. So we can say work equals F cosine theta d. Work equals kinetic energy 77 equals force equals 35 cosine theta times displacement 2.7. So cosine theta equals 77 over 35 multiply 2.7. So theta equals shift cosine 77 over 35 multiply 2.7 equals 35.4. Theta equals 35.4 degrees. Okay, another question, number 12. Write the mathematical relation and equivalent for the slope. يبقى هو مطلوب حاجتين. mathematical relation، خد بالك لما نيجي نكتب mathematical relation لأي curve أو diagram، لازم يكون الماثيماتيكال ريليشن فيها الموجود على ال physical quantity that is written on y axis and x axis. لازم يكون فيها b and m. ايه الرول اللي بتربط بين ال b وال m؟ b equals mv. كده احنا كتبنا ال b وال m، كده دي كده الريليشن بتربط بينهم. And equivalent slope, we have learned before slope equals y over x, b over m. b over m equals v, so slope equals v. The next one, f and a, so f equals ma. لازم الرول اللي نكتبها يكون فيها f و a، تمام؟ slope، خد بالك slope equals y over x, a over f, so a over f equals 1 over m. Slope equals 1 over m. Another problem. Question number 13. An object of mass m rotates in a uniform circular path of radius r to complete a cycle in time t capital. If it's عندنا كلمة if يبقى عندي حالتين, two cases. If its periodic time increased to double, but its periodic time at T2 increased to double, T1. Then prove that the centripetal force acting on it decreased to quarters. Centripetal force FC2 تمام equals quarter FC1. احنا عايزين نوصل لدي. يعني we want to get the relation between FC2 and FC1. FC2 over FC1. F equals what? mv2 square over r2 over FC1 times r1 over mv1 square. M cancel with m because it is the same object. Then substitute. We didn't have r, right? But we have T2 equals to T1. طب احنا عارفين قبل كده ان ال V equals 2 by R over T. V1 equals 2 by 1 over T1. Also V2. So T1 equals what? Substitute R V2 and V2 equals 2 by R 2 over T2. V1 square equals 2 square by square R1 square over T1 square. V2 square 2 square by square R2 square over T square. substitute fc2 over fc1 equals v2 square. v2 square يعني 4 by square r2 power 2 over t2 square Okay, question number 13. An object of mass m rotates in a uniform circular path of radius r to complete a cycle in time t capital. If its periodic time طالما قال لي if يبقى في حاجتين هنا مثلا if its periodic time increased to double its periodic time t2 to t1, then prove that centripetal force fc2 acting on it decreases to the quarter fc2 equals quarter fc1. عايزين نوصل لدي. طيب you should know that m is constant, the mass of the object doesn't change, also radius r2 equals r1. fc2 over fc1 equals v2 square over r2 over fc1 times r1 over mv1 square. r1 cancel with r1, mass cancel with mass. fc2 over fc1 equals v2 square over v1 square. We have written before v equals what? 2 by r over t. v1 equals 2 by r1 over t1. v1 square 2 square by square r1 square over t1 square. Also v2 square equals 2 square by square r2 square over t2 square. Substitute fc2 over fc1 equals v2 square 4 by square r2 square over t2 square over times t1 square over 4 by square r1 square. r equals r, so cancel with each other. 4 by square, 4 by square, so fc2 over fc1 equals t1 square over t2 square. Substitute. We have learned t2 equals to t1, so substitute t1 square. Substitute t2 equals 2t1, but t2 square equals 2t1 all power 2 equals t1 square over 4t1 square. t1 square cancel with t1 square, so fc2 over fc1 equals 1 over 4. So fc2 equals quarter fc1. Another problem, number 14. The following graph illustrates the net force F acting on a body of mass 1 kilogram within 10 seconds. You should know that within 10 seconds, from 0 to 10 until this time, not this time, to 10 seconds. What is the period in which the speed of the body is constant? الفترة اللي speed فيها constant. We have learned before, if the speed of the body is constant, so A equals 0, and if A equals 0, so if acceleration equals 0, so force also equals 0. At which period force equals 0? In the period from 8 to 10, from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. So period from 8 to 10 seconds. In this period, force equals 0, so acceleration equals 0, which means that the object moves with constant speed. Question number 15. What is the direction of the force acting on a stone fixed at the end of a thread? We have a stone fixed at the end of a thread. When it rotates in a circular path, what is the direction of the force? The direction of the force always centripetal force acts towards the center of the orbit. And what is the direction of the motion of the stone when the thread is cut? When the thread is cut, the stone moves in tangent. Question number 16. In the opposite figure, ball of mass m slides from rest. You should note that when I only slides from rest عشان يقول لك ان kinetic energy at this point equals 0. This means that kinetic energy at point A equals 0. If the speed of the ball at position B is 5 meters per second, position B 5 meters per second. Calculate the height of position B from the Earth's surface. Calculate the height. Okay. In all these types of problems بنحلها بالميكانيكال انرجي at point A equals mechanical energy at point B. بنبدا دايما بالايه وبعد كده نفكك. mechanical energy at point A equals potential energy at point A plus kinetic energy at point A equals potential energy at point B plus kinetic energy at point B. At point A, the object starts its motion from rest, so kinetic energy at point A equals 0. So potential energy at point A, mgha equals. At point B, the ball has a certain height, so it has potential energy, and it moves. At point B, it keeps moving, so it has kinetic energy. So at point B, mghp plus kinetic energy half mvb square. We can cancel m with m. We can take m as a factor at right side, so we cancel mass at left side with mass at right side. G equals 10 multiply height at point A 7.5 equals G10 times H الهايت اللي احنا عايزين نحسبه plus half V square velocity 5 times 5 square 25. So 10H equals 75 minus 12.5. 75 minus 12.5 equals 62.5. So height equals what? 62.5 over 10 equals 6.25 meter. لازم يكون height أقل من يعني height at position B less than that at position A. يعني لازم يا جماعه في الاخر نعرض الارقام على دماغنا، يعني مش مجرد احط ارقام وخلاص ونشوف اللي بعدها، لا لازم يبقى الارقام منطقيه. طبعا الهايت دوت 6.25 وهنا بوزيشن A هايت ايكوال 7.5 فلو لقيت رقم اكبر تعرف ان انت غلطان، يعني نفكر في الارقام قبل ما ننتقل للبروبلم اللي بعدها. بروبلم نمبر 17. A car is moving in curved road of radius 10 meters. If the friction force between the tires and the road is numerically equals half its weight. هو بيقول هنا if friction equals numerically half its weight calculate the speed. المطلوب عايز V. طيب احنا عارفين ان friction force هي الحته بس اللي هتغيب علينا. friction force acts as centripetal force, so we can replace friction force by centripetal force. So centripetal force equals half weight. Centripetal force equals what? mv square over r equals half weight mg. m cancelled with m. v square اللي احنا عايزينها over r 10 equals half multiply g 9.8. So v square equals half multiply 10 multiply 9.8. So v equals square root half multiply 10 multiply 9.8 equals square root half multiply 10 multiply 9.8. 8 equals 7 meter per second. Thank you.